Hi everyone, Instructor John here one more time. I got another problem I'd like to do that has to do with a random number generator in Excel. Looking at problem 7.4, without getting into the details, they want us to select an invoice at random, 65 invoices that is, at random from a number of, how many are there? 73,219 different invoices. They want a random number generated that ranges from 1 to 73,219 so they can go pull those invoices and get the data off of them. Well, what we're going to do is get 65 of these invoices. So I'm going to put the numbers 1 through 65 in column A. I'm not going to type all those. What I'm going to do is put 1 and 2 in the first two columns, first two rows, and then I'm going to click on the little right-hand symbol and drag this formula, this setting down to around, I don't know, 60, what is it going to have to be, 60, somewhere in here. Well, I went too far, so I'll just get rid of these. Excel is smart enough to know that if you have 1 and 2 in the first two cells, well, the next one you must want is 3 and 4 and 5. So it repeats the pattern for you. Just a little wrinkle that sometimes comes in handy. Incidentally, I apologize for the audio quality of this recording. The microphone is on the fritz today for some reason. Now, using Excel, the textbook talks about how to use the random number table as printed in the book, but let's use Excel. We can use Excel's rand between function, and it wants to know what the bottom number is. Well, it's that one. And the top number, it's that one. And I have to close the parentheses. Now I also have to put my dollar signs in because I'm going to once again drag this formula down. And to do that, I want the row 4 reference to say the same. If I didn't put the dollar signs in, F4 and H4 would become F5 and H5, which are 0. Doesn't do me any good. But this way, I got 53688. All right, send John out to the records room and get invoice 53688 while I do the rest of this, please. I'm going to drag down all the way to 65. There we have it. We've got 65 random numbers between the two limits. Now, wait a minute, what happened? The first number is no longer 65, whatever it was, it's now 1300. Well, and the problem is any time you make a change to Excel, you type a letter or a number into a cell, it picks another set of random numbers for you. Isn't that nice? Well, it is nice, except we'd like them to stay the same so we can work with them. Here's the easy way to do that. Select all 65 numbers once again, dragging down with my mouse, and then copy those using the copy function. I never do it this way, so I have trouble finding it. Where's copy on this crazy thing? Here, oh, I've got to be on the home page. I'm sorry, I'm not at home. Here it is, copy. The other way to do it is hit the Control and C or Command C if you're on a Mac. That copies them. Now I'm going to, rather than doing a straight paste, I'm going to do a paste values. Paste values can also be found in the paste special menu if you're on an older version of Excel. And there's values. What this does is to copy not the formulas, not the formatting, any other fancy stuff, just the numbers that exist in those cells. And in fact, if we look in the cells now, my formula is gone and I've got nice numbers. And there they are. Now there's only one small problem with this. And then another small problem is that it's possible that Excel duplicates the numbers. Now in running a range from 1 to 73,000 odd, now the chances of getting two that are the same is pretty small. I could check that if I wanted. I could sort this mess. I'll do data sort, and I want to sort on column B, which is good. And there are the list of numbers in ascending order. Now, rather than scanning my eye down and looking for two that are the same, which is kind of hard to do visually, I'll just say, is this first cell, what's the difference between the first cell and the second cell? If it's 0, I got a problem. Well, it's not. So let's drag this down now and see if each of the two pairs of cells are the same. And so all we have to do now is look for a 0 in here. I don't see it. There's one that was almost the same, but there's one that was only 1 apart. But, you know, it's pretty rare that you're going to get any duplication. And if you do, the book points out all you have to do is generate a few more and use the next one that you get for the one of the duplicates. Now there's another way to do that. It's a little more elegant. I'm going to erase all this stuff now that we've seen that. Let's say, to make this a little more manageable, that I want to generate, I want to sample from a selection of, let's say, 100. So again, I'll make, this time I'm going to make 100 numbers. I go down to 100, and somewhere down in here. There's the end of 100. And I'll just get rid of these other ones. Okay, I've got the numbers from 1 to 100. Let's say I only have 100 invoices, and I want to select 10 of those, let's just say. I want the first 10 that come out of the hat. Well, how am I going to generate these and guarantee that they're new duplicates? Because the chance of a duplicate, you know, 1 out of 100, and when I'm taking 10, there's one chance in 10 I'm going to get a duplicate somewhere. I'm going to just use the RAND function, R-A-N-D. Forget the between stuff. All this does is give me a number between 0 and 1. 0.53, and it goes on and on and on if you want to really get crazy about it. This is lots of digits to it. Look at all those digits. Wow. Oh, there they stopped. Excel does have its limits. There we are. Okay, there's a pretty, what are the odds of getting 2 of those in that are the same? Not 0, but pretty darn small. So I'm just going to drag this down now to 100. Okay, and there they are, all sorts of crazy numbers. I'm going to copy these, and I'm going to paste special values. All right, now what I'm going to do is to sort these numbers again in ascending order. I'm going to go to Data, Sort, sorting on column B again. And now all I have to do, if I want 10 numbers at random, is take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are my numbers. And I'm guaranteed that they're new duplicates. Even if these 2 numbers happen to be exactly the same, no big deal. I would just take two numbers sequentially out of the order. So that's just a real quick way of getting sorting without duplication. Okay, that's, I promise, the last video for this week. Thanks for listening and watching, and I'll see you online.